Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Blades of Avernum. Last episode we walked into the town of Scurftown. It is a very silly place. We've looked around everything on the outside, so now it's time to look around on the inside. Starting with here, Fa Chi, Apothecary. This door leads to a potion shop. Do you wish to enter? Sure. At first glance, the potion shop appears to be empty. Although the owner doesn't seem to be around, you decide to have a quiet browse through the inventory of the shop. You carefully close the door, resulting in a tiny bill tied to a rope jingling. At this point, the floorboards begin to shake. Rhythmic thumps, as if they were steps, emerge from the back room of the shop. The door to the room flings open. You stare at the massive arm keeping the door open. You've never seen an arm that large on a human. A voice calls you from the room, and quite frankly, you expected it to be low and growling instead of the high-pitched squeaking you hear. Be with you in a minute. The massive human being successfully negotiates himself through the door frame and lumbers at the counter. So how can I help you? Oh my god! Oh, I didn't mean to actually walk out. Well then. This bulk of fat and flesh could scarcely be described as human. All the necessary limbs and appendices are there, but they have been blown out of proportion. What makes it even harder for you to gaze upon the man is the fact that he wears no clothes. He has simply wrapped a loincloth to cover his waist. He smiles at you amiably from over 7 feet. Welcome to this humble shop of mine. I am Fa Chi, potion maker. Please inspect my wares and notice them to your liking. The pitch of his voice would be more suitable to a giant, intelligent, friendly, talking, insect-like creature of some sort instead of a man of his size. Though you are a bit concerned about where I thought that bazaar came from. I'd like to buy some potions. Fa Chi sells potions at the most average potions at that, at normal price levels. He also chatters away in his high-pitched voice as you inspect his wares. Don't need any. Do not drink many healing potions in one go, as they may cause diarrhea. Fa Chi warns in his high-pitched voice as you conclude your business. Do you gather the herbs around Untitled Land, or do you import them? I gather them myself. There are plenty of locations around here that suit the individual needs of different herbs. Fa Chi looks at you critically. Do not expect me to reveal any of the locations to you, however. Rats have been eating on some of my herb sites as of late, and they are all around the land as it is. Normally I would not harm a living creature, but I most eagerly step on them each time I see the rodents. Would you mind teaching me your recipes? Yes, I would mind. If you learn to make your own potions, then what use would I be? Or even worse, you could open up a competing shop and force poor Fa Chi out of business. I'm afraid you'll have to learn your recipes elsewhere. You're a bit on the heavy side, aren't you? Only a true master of small talk could come up with something like that. The potion maker does not seem offended, though. I suppose it might look that way in your perspective. The way I see it is you are awfully skinny. But this isn't fat, I assure you. This body is supported by a system of mighty muscles. He pats his belly as he says that. This sends waves of fat rippling through the surface of his gut. Okay then, we're gonna leave you be. Moving on. Ballistics and Tannery. This door leads to a market area. Sure, let's enter. The woman behind the counter nods at you with a friendly smile. She has curly, long red hair, which she lets flow wildly down her back. She wears light leather armor and says absolutely nothing. Do you sell something in here? The merchant nods, smiling, and points at the counter. A bow and bolts are placed on it. Yes, that is a fine counter. Now what is it that you sell? The shopkeeper frowns, but only for a brief moment. She picks up a bolt and points at its tip, smiling encouragingly. Is that a threat? Are you implying I'll end up pierced by that bolt? The woman looks both alarmed and confused. She shakes her head and places the bolt back on the counter. With a frown, she pulls out 2 silver coins from her pockets. She places the coin next to the bolts. This must be some kind of a riddle. She points at the coin and then nodding points at the bolts. Speak your mind, woman! What is it that you mean? The woman seems somewhat hurt by your remark. She points at her mouth, words coming silently, and shakes her head. You can't talk? Bernice nods her head and smiles a bit cautiously. Ah, you sell bows and arrows. May we purchase some? We could. Don't need to. Beautiful day out there, isn't it? Bernice smiles and nods. Wait a minute, if you can't talk, how do I know your name's Bernice? Bernice the saleswoman smiles and points at a piece of paper attached to her leather armor. It says, Hello, my name is Bernice. Well, that explains it. Okay then. This man is roughly 40 years old. He has a bushy brown beard. When you entered the shop, he was working on a suit of leather armor. However, it has been placed on the counter while he talks to you. Why, hello there, strangers. He talks in a tiring, monotonous voice that can't be good for sales. It's nice to see new faces around these parts. My name's Branimir, and I run this here tannery. I've been working here for 30 years, I have. Back when I was only yay big, I used to help my father around this very shop. It's always been a sure way of making a living, though my family's never been rich. Doesn't mean we're bad people, no sir. We've always been honest and law-abiding citizens of the Empire. You hear some folks talking bad about the Empire these days. I tell you, back when I was a lad, the kind of thing would have been unimaginable. His rambling goes on for a long time. So you've lived here your entire life, then? Sure have. I've seen Scurftown develop from a collection of wooden shacks into this fine collection of solid granite structures you see today. Of course, the stone has begun to crumble, and back when Hawthorne was the emperor, he gave us a lot of money. We used the money to improve Scurftown. Hawthorne was a good emperor. He wanted this entire empire to be strong and not just the heartlands. Folks from big cities often think us country folk are simpletons. I tell you, there ain't nothing simple about us. We work like the rest of 'em, raise a family, and burn a bushel of grass every night to scare away evil spirits. Them necromancers can be a bit tricky if they enter your lands. We've never had necromancers, but Yonderlands used to have one. Folk from Yonderlands aren't as honest as folk here in Scurftown. They're often driven by greed and lust for power. Folks here settle for less. Whoa, he never stops. Where are Yonderlands? Oh, they're yonder. Branimir points at a seemingly random direction. Visiting them once in a while is fun, some folks say. Of course, I've never been there. Untitled land is enough for me. Of course, it wasn't always called that. It used to have a different name back when I was a lad. The name was thought inappropriate by the lords, though, so it was changed. I'd tell you the name, but I'd get a mighty spanking out of the guards if I did. The guards here are decent youngsters. Most of them aren't from here, but they still haven't developed that snobby attitude some folk have when they cross Scurftown. There aren't a lot of travelers these days. Sometimes you a bunch of weird ones, though. A sisterhood of some sort came by one day. They were searching for pants, as I recall. Funny thing that, 'cause women do wear pants around here. I guess things are different in foreign parts. The story never ends. It goes on and on and on for eternity. Well, looky here. What more can I get you nice folk? It sure is nice to meet you again. You don't see many travelers coming back to Scurftown these days. The kids have been moving out as well. It breaks my heart to... Rambling ensues. What kind of goods do you sell here? Well, this being a tannery, I sell goods made out of leather. Yep, I got me leather armors, boots, and helmets, all of which I made myself. Though I do also have a special magic suit of armor enchanted by Horatio. Some say that wizards can be dangerous, but old Horatio's never caused us any trouble, though he's only been living here for a year or so. I can't understand those traveling souls. Familiarity is what I enjoy. Heck, I've lived here all my life, and not once have I thought about leaving. Though many folk, including my wife and kids, have left Scurftown, I could never leave. I could never understand what my life left, but I guess men aren't supposed to know the ways of women. It sure adds a certain level of mystery to a relationship when you don't know all about your wife. This could go on for hours by the sound of things. What's that about a magic suit of armor? Well, that Mr. Horatio fellow was kind enough to offer to cast his magics on this fine leather armor I made. He said it hardens the leather so it blocks more damage than before. Also, he said it will help those in a tight spot. There is a gap in Brandimir's blabbling as he pulls out the armor from underneath the table. It is truly fine workmanship. A faint green glow indicates that the armor is indeed magical, though what it does exactly is not apparent. Sure does glow pretty, don't it? The wizards sure know a lot of mysterious things. Take that fellow Gabriel, for example. He's one of them scholarly fellows. Talks a lot about things and does magic in the open, unlike Horatio. I guess there could be some kind of competition between them if Gabriel chooses to stick around. I've never had to worry about competition. My family's always run the only tannery in town. There seems to be no end to this. That sounds really nice and too expensive. I'll pass. Shucks, I didn't even mention the price yet. Of course, it is a tad more expensive than the rest of my wares, but then again, Horatio did charge quite a bit of money for enchanting the armor. Magic don't come cheap, no sir. It would be dangerous if everyone could learn magic, I reckon. If jealousy can make regular men do horrid things, then I dread what a jealous wizard could do to another wizard. The town would get so messy, that's for sure. A lot of people just dump their trash on the streets. That ain't right, in my opinion. When I get home in the darkest hours, I'd prefer not to step on dog dung. A lot of people used to have pets when they were little. Not me, though. I never ever had a pet in my life. I sure would have been nice to have a dog as a friend, but my dad couldn't stand them. You wonder if the man would ever stop on his own. May we see your wares? Yeah, nothing we need to buy right now. Moved in only recently. I have not seen the Lord personally, but Lady Dubbeldorf occasionally comes to Scurftown. Of course, she's surrounded by several guards. Being a guard sure is a dangerous occupation. That's not fair. Okay, I'm gonna save and then see what exactly this magic suit of leather armor is. Alright, let's try buying this armor. I'd like to buy the suit of armor. You exchange goods, but before you can leave to inspect your armor more closely, Branimir opens his mouth. Sure is kinda sad to lose that glowing armor. It was nice to work long into the night using its glow. It don't provide much light. It was enough for me, though. I've always had good night vision. My friends often joke that I should have become an adventurer, but I can't swing a weapon worth a dang. Besides, I've told you I don't like to travel. When you travel, you always got to worry about where you sleep and where your food is going to come from. When you have a secured job, you don't have to worry about those things. A lot of my childhood friends left Scurftown. I'll sometimes hear from them. They've made it all over the world. Of course, I haven't heard from them in quite a while. Sometimes I wonder what came of them. You back away. Horatio's Guard. 1 to 6 plus 4. And that's it. It's exactly the same as a fine leather armor. It's just more expensive for some reason. I have no idea why. So, I'm not even going to buy it. Please hold. Right, reloaded and I didn't spend 450 coins. So, moving on. This man is not surprised to find you barging into his home. In fact, as if he was expecting you. You hear about the sling? He blurts out. The look he is giving you tells you that something heavy burdens his mind. Why, yes, I am. Very well, here it is. The man fishes out a sling from his pocket. Looks well made and in good shape if a bit oddly colored. All I'm asking is 50 gold. It's what it's worth and I won't part with it for any less. I'm afraid I have no use for that sling. The sling owner seems to curse under his breath. Great, now what do I do? I'm in deep trouble when Harriet finds out about this. Well, what more do you want? Who are you? I'm a husband who is going to get an earful if he doesn't get his act together. The name's Tor. Why did you want to sell the sling anyway? Because I really need the money. I wish you would have bought it. Tor rubs his temple. My troubles only started a few days ago. Untitled Land's troubles have been going on for a while now. Not sure if you've noticed, but we have a slight problem with rats. Really? Tor opens his mouth to speak, but just as he gets the first syllable out, the ceiling creaks and caves in. There's a loud crashing sound as stone and timber fall to the floor for several brief seconds. After the noise clears out, you make out several squeaks and the scuttling of tiny feet as the rats exit the building. Miraculously, both you and Tor remain unharmed, if a bit dusty. He gives you a look of complete dazzlement. How did that happen? Beats the living hell out of me. Actually, I'm not that surprised. The rats have been acting weirdly lately, which leads me back to my problem. 2 days ago, a rat stole my ring. A rat stole your ring? Tor throws his arms wide. I was just returning home. I had placed the ring on the table and went to change my pants. When I turned to see the table, a rat climbed on it, took the ring in his mouth, and took off. The rat was... Actually, forget it. The story is weird as it is. Was the ring magical? Ha! No! It was something me and my wife did for our wedding. We both gave each other an inscribed ring, a symbol of our eternal love or something. It was her idea, and am I in for it once she finds out I lost mine? Ring needs recovering, eh? Yep, this sounds like something an adventurer would do. Tor brushes the dust from his shirt and gives you a questioning look. Hold on a minute here. You actually want to go searching for something as small as a ring? It could be anywhere. We hope to simply conveniently come across it in our adventure. A finger's shaken in front of your face. You, sir, are a Class A moron. Though I'd be a bigger moron if I refused help of any kind. Be my guest, search for the ring. It's a standard silver ring with an inscription on it. The inscription says, from Harriet to Tor. It's that simple. Keep our eyes out for it. Yay, we got in. There's nothing in here but pants. Hey, we got in. Nothing in here but a crude short sword. Moving on. Hey, we got in. Silver coins and boots, which I believe Bonnie needs. Yes, Bonnie needs boots. Don't need the bolts though. And there's a regular silver ring here. Valuable. Just in case. I haven't found your ring yet, and I still haven't got the money for a new one. Oh, and it's a 5-day journey to a proper silversmith anyway. Guess my coin could buy, but I'm not nimble enough. Okay then. Pick the lock. Hey, we made it in. There's someone here. True adventurers pay no heed to doors, especially if there's a lock on the door. One of the downsides of breaking into random people's homes is that if the owner is home, that the situation might turn nasty. That being said, the owner of this house shakes his finger at you in horror. Gah! Strangers! In my home! Where is my wand of lightning? You try to calm the man down. Fortunately, you are successful. He introduces himself as Heron. Why the hell did you have to break into my home? I was wondering if there's anything a gifted band of adventurers like us could do for you? Gifted, you say? Absolutely! The man exclaims to one of the corners of the house. Take out the trash, will ya? I usually throw it outside near a big tree. Please place the trash under the tree. There's no need to throw it anywhere you please. This town would be a pigsty if everyone did that. Outside near a big tree. What are you doing? Aaron has several sheets of paper on his desk, and even on the ground around the desk. The sheets contain a lot of numbers. Oh, I'm accounting. My boss, Mistress Samantha, wants these shipment figures done in a week. I can't get these numbers to add up. This is indeed a problem, but the problems you're hoping to solve involve a goblin and a sword. The trash is no more. That's all well and good, but you seem to have taken out my rubbish bin as well. Go and fetch it back. Okay, I was trying to be smart, but I did wrong. Okay, let's just drop the trash here. There we go. The trash is no more. Good job, kiddo. Now here's your reward. The man fishes out an apple from his pocket and gives it to you. There you go. It'll keep you healthy. And we got 7 experience. I'll freaking take it. This is silly, and I love it. This door leads to a smithy. Do you wish to enter? Sure. Metal! Fire! Strike! Oh, God. The forge is a hot, loud, fiery pit of metalwork. The racket is caused by the lord of the forge. Drops of sweat begin to run down your cheeks just by looking at the man. He is furiously bending the metal on the anvil to his will. Although the shape of the metal does not yet resemble any piece of armor or weapon, you are confident that the smith knows what he's doing. Why else would he bellow things like, Fire! Break metal! You inquire the smith's name. He roars, Sendos! Do you have your quality items for sale? Metal! The smith roars as you inspect his wares. Unfortunately, Sendos is not a very skilled blacksmith. Still, you can find some items that interest you in a smithy. Nothing I need to buy right now. Forge! I see a bed in this forge. Do you actually sleep here as well? The hammer is brought down on the lump of metal. Where anvil that my home? You begin to wonder if this man has problems expressing his thoughts clearly. My good smith, I was wondering I could discuss matters of Scurftown with you. Sendos turns to you, holding his hammer above his head. With a confused look, he asks, Metal? No, I want to know about rumors and people and so forth. Gah! Sendos flails his hammer over his head. No people! Metal! Fire! The verbose smith turns back to his anvil and begins to hammer once more. Yes, I want to know about metal. Sendos grins in glee. Metal good! Iron, bronze, steel, fire, forge all! The smith turns to his anvil and raises his hammer. Forge now! He runs to the anvil and hammer more furiously than ever. The conversation being as fruitful as this, you decide not to extend it any longer. Well, that happened. Yay, we got in. Nothing we need. So what's this one? The Church of the Holy The rest of the sign has been defaced for some reason. Yay. The man in front of you is not dressed like a normal priest. He has your average white robe over his head and wrapped around his shoulders, but underneath it he wears an iron scale mail. A huge hammer is resting on his shoulder with seemingly no effort. He inspects you in an uncaring way. Well, what the hell do you want, you? At this point, a sheep baas very loudly outside. Strange. Is there an animal farm outside your village? What kind of a stupid... The grunting of pigs makes this word incomprehensible. Are ya? Of course not. It's just an awful lot of animals making sounds out there. Well, they are they? Well, you hear some kind of gobbling sound. Me! 'Cause I don't hear a wolf howls. Could it be that you're a mighty roar fills your ears. Mind? Huh? The priest takes a step closer. By my religion, I am not an aggressive man, but you don't get your... You can't even imagine what kind of animal makes this kind of trumpeting sound. Carcass off my temple. I'll rip the holy hammer off my neck and I'll... The priest's face twists in an effort to control his rage. It seems like as good time as any to end this conversation. Vercingetorix throws his hammer from one shoulder to another. Well? The sign outside has been defaced. Whose house is this? The priest spits back at you. Yeah, there's some... You've never heard a cat mew so loud before. Curse that prevents you from writing the Skull Crusher's name. It could very well be that the old bastard does not want his name written down. Vercingetorix shrugs a shoulder. But what the hell are you gonna do about it? Nothing. We worship Shub the Skull Crusher. What are the basic beliefs of your faith? We believe in Shub. He expects this from us. Do not tolerate weakness. The weak should be slain and all their... You hear a loud neighing. A horse must have trodden by. Possessions burned. Strength can be found in battle against the weak. We must always be prepared for battle. Slay the weak? Does that include babies and old people? Don't be a... A stray dog barks outside. Moron! In the eyes of Shub, weakness is frame of mind. The weak are aggressive and violent. The strong remain calm, yet do not ignore the insults of the weak. The weak attack other people, while the strong simply defend themselves against the attacks and insults of the weak. By the way, did you just call your god an old bastard? Well, hee-haw, is there a donkey outside? Why shouldn't I? It's one of his titles, after all. The old bastard Shub the Skull Crusher and whatever more. The priest waves his hand dismissively. Do you provide healing? The priest nods. Yeah, I do, but only the weak suffer injuries from combat. The cow outside goes moo, apparently. All of them. The strong need no healing. Do you? I don't need any healing. You receive a nod of approval. Rituals. I am interested in learning your priestly rituals. Yay! Those are expensive. I'll take healing and nothing more right now. Alright. That happened. Well, let me look in here. Nobody's here. Copper coins. I think Draco already has pants. Yeah. These are better pants. More slimming. Don't make you look fat. And also there's crude errors. Okay. Never mind that. And this is the barracks. Sure, let's take a look at the barracks. There are a lot of chests in here, and no people. Nope, close it. Thank you. Bread. Nothing. Nothing. Longsword. Nothing. Nothing. Pants. Torque. Nothing. Iron buckler. Nah. Nothing. 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 Coins. Pants. Alright then. Oh, hello. This guard must have drawn the short straw or something. Can't call him very lucky since he has been stationed inside a small and dusty storeroom. Somehow he's managed to stay awake. Citizen, you have no reason to be here. Kindly step away. If you're looking for the commander, he's in the office next door. Say, could you step outside for a moment? Why, whatever for? The guard asks in dazzlement. I'm a quality inspector. I'm here to inspect the items in here. The guard smiles doubtfully. Like foot you are, mister. You haven't even shown me your Empire-authorized papers. That's why I know you're messing around. Now please don't bother me anymore. How the hell did I get that accent? It's just that there's a raccoon going through your stuff. The young man immediately springs into action. Gosh darn it again! I'll get that critter this time and no mistake! You're suddenly all by yourself in that storeroom. Iron spear, and we've got an iron small shield, some boots. Who needs boots? You need boots. Crude bow, iron arrows. Yeah. Okay, and you have an iron small shield, don't you? You do. Iron buckler can be sold. Alright, now then. I have no idea how I got the accent I did with him. The captain of the town garrison sits in front of you. He has obviously spent hours polishing his armor since both his helmet and chainmail gleam brightly. His boots have not received the same care. They simply lie on the corner. Besides his clothing, the captain seems to be in his early 40s. He is a lean man, and a blonde, well-trimmed goatee adorns his chin. He looks at you with a mildly helpful look. New faces, eh? I hope this day finds you better than it does me. I am Rowlington, captain, first class. Is there something you wanted from me? What troubles the city guard these days? Was that supposed to mean something? The captain asked while leaning forward in his chair. Are you implying that Empire garrisons always have a problem of some sort that required outside help to sort it out? I'll have you know that this garrison is doing fine. We don't have bandits undead and definitely not rats plaguing us. Everything is under control. Yep, it's in the bag. Rowling leans back in his chair and appears to be mumbling to himself. Unfortunately, there's a gaping hole in the bag and I can't remember where I put it. Bandits and undead. Tell me about the bandits. Bah, I just told you we don't have a bandit problem. Alright, fine. We have rats, we have undead, and yes, we have problems with bandits. Oh, why me? Why wasn't I stationed somewhere cozy? The bandits have a hidden lair somewhere in the Haunted Hills. I sent scouting patrols there, but they've either returned empty-handed or without any hands at all, which is quite peculiar. Fortunately, the bandits aren't much of a problem. They seem to have adapted a policy of attacking poor people on the roads, and there are enough patrols on the roads to make bandit attacks a rare thing. Tell me about the undead. The undead are, oddly enough, very peaceful. They only occasionally attack someone, and even then they don't do it with much force. It's just one slight little problem in dealing with them. That moron Fuzzle won't allow me to send men to flush the monsters out of Haunted Hills. He's found some ridiculous ancient scroll that states that an Empire region must have an undead lair that nobody clears out. I mean, what the hell? Tell me about the rats. The rats just appear out of nowhere. Fortunately, they are not a problem. In fact, it almost cheers me up that they're the only thing attacking us with great numbers right now. They're even easier to deal with than goblins, and unlike goblins, they don't pillage or steal anything. At least most people believe they don't steal anything. Yes? Is there anything a traveler should know about Scurftown? Let me think about it. Can't think of anything special about Scurftown. We are a rather large town for a place this remote. This means you should watch out for bandits and thugs, both in town and outside it. I'm afraid the inn in town does not offer housing for travelers, but the Belching Patron is less than a day's trip to the south. Other than that, we have several shops that will probably satisfy your shopping needs. Do you offer weapons training for civilians? Of course not! I don't want to be the one schooling possible bandits and cutting people up more efficiently. Find your own training elsewhere, or better yet, drop your sword entirely. Oh, all that bloodshed. It's bad for your health. We killed the leader of the Lightning Gecko bandit group. Seriously? Huh. Well, okay then. Good job, I guess. As I said, those bandits weren't very troublesome, but still, you did a good job. Promised a reward, didn't I? One moment. The captain searches his desk and pulls out a small bag, which you take. Some kind of standard rewards for all jobs and such. Well, the undead are officially not a problem anymore. Oh, really? You found their lair. You didn't get yourselves killed, but actually defeated a horde of undead. Well, I'll take your word for it. After all, why would you lie? Thank the gods for that. I really hated having those undead around and not being able to do anything about them. You've earned a reward. The captain hands you a small bag of copper coins. Hey, Sheik leveled up. Excellent. Intelligence, please. And pointing defense. Alright. And with that, I am going to end this episode here because we've gone on long enough. Next episode, we'll look through what's left of the town, which includes this building here, the town hall, and this is probably the end. That'll be in the next episode. So until then, I'm Chester44, that is Fox, Sheik, Bonnie, and Draco. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.